Robert, good afternoon. Could you give an introduction about yourself?
Good afternoon. My name is Robert. I'm 25 years old. I'm living in Italy at the moment, and I'm a proud student of the real world.
Okay, living in Italy, is that where you were born or somewhere else?
No, so I was born in Romania, and when I was 18 years old, I left. I went to England, and from England, I went to Ireland, and then everything in my life went south. So I decided to move back to Italy, where it's more quiet. People are more warm, and you can make a change in your life because it's not so much degeneracy and not so many crazy people in Italy.
hmm Okay, so you said your life went south. I guess we can go into that now then. What are you comfortable with feeling? Like, what does that mean it went south?
That's a long story, but I'm going to try to make it short. So I grew up without the basic family structure, so a mother and a father. My father was an alcoholic, and I don't talk to him, and I never spoke with him in the last 15 years. um, I grew up without an education, like without a mindset education, without priorities, without the belief that I need to make something for myself. I was just floating through life. So at 18, I went to England, and it all went south because Romania is not a country with a lot of drugs and a lot of, degeneracy, especially like 7 years ago. I'm 25 now. So 7 years ago, Romania is a Christian country, so the people are more calm, more organized, more living a normal life. But I went to the UK, and there was alcohol, drugs, cocaine, weed, and I had to find a job because I didn't have any studies. So I went and I found a normal job, a construction job, and I met some people there, and I tried the first time weed when I was 18. And after the first time I tried it, I smoked every single day. So every single day up to a year ago. So then after a few months in England, I went out on a weekend, and someone gave me cocaine. And that was a great experience at the moment. And basically from there, every weekend I was working Monday to Friday. Every weekend I was going out, and I was smoking and taking cocaine from Friday to Monday morning. Then from Monday morning till Friday, smoking weed every day. Even on the job, like I was having a construction job, so they don't really care. You just need to be there and clean and do so. Nobody cares. It's England anyway. Half of the people are coming drunk at work, and anyway, so I went like this for 7 years, and the sad part is that I didn't see any problem. So for me, it was absolutely normal. I was living a normal life. In my family, my mother is a great woman, and she always told me that, hey man, if you have a job, you just leave. You have a job, you can feed yourself, and that's life because that's her. She worked all her life, a normal job, so that's her mentality and that's her mindset, regardless how the life should be. And I lived like this for 7 years, man. Like I worked and construction jobs. Don't get me wrong; it's hard. Like it's a hard physical job, but when you don't have any purpose or any goals, it's you just go purposeless. And my diet was shit because I was smoking weed. So after every single joint, I was eating all the sweets and all the only fast food and only you know it was bad, and I was feeling weak. But I was thinking, okay, that's normal, that's me, because most people, they are thinking, okay, that's me and that's my life and that's how I am and that's just how it is, and we can do nothing about it. That's how most people are. And I generally didn't see nothing wrong with my life, and until I was scrolling one day my the shorts on YouTube, like any social media addict. And I've seen a bald guy, really muscular, with a really nice car, and he was talking about, you're a pussy and you are weak and you shouldn't be like this. And I was like, man, what? Like, who the fuck? Who is this guy? So this was last year when Andrew Tate, started exploding everywhere on social media, from TikTok to YouTube to absolutely every channel. And sorry. Um, and I was like, okay, who's this guy? It was a short with a really expensive car in the back. I think it was a Lamborghini or something. And I was like, man, let me do a bit of research on this guy and see who it is. Like, he just called me a pussy. He just told me I'm weak and I'm disappointing um, my family
Bloodline.
and
Yeah.
my bloodline. And I was like, man, who is this guy and how, you know? And I think I was high at the moment. And when you high and you fixate on something, you just go deep, 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 and so I'm just searching. Okay, Andrew Tate. I seen more videos. Four-time kickboxing champion, all this in amazing shape, millionaire, everything. And I was like, man, I'm working for £1,800 a month, and I have probably £200 in my bank account, and look at this guy, bro. He's just out. He has, like, not about women, but when you go out, I've seen videos of him in the club, like two guys and 20 girls, and there's like, man, what life is this guy living? I wish I could, but I didn't put the effort. Like, I wish I could, and then 1 2 hours passes, and I'm going on with my life. But then it stayed on my mind every single day for like 2 weeks. I was going to work, I was coming home, I went out with my friends, and we went on a club and we done cocaine and everything. And I looked around and I was like, man, remember that guy I've seen a week ago? Look, we are here. We have like a beer. We are 7 boys and 2 girls. And look at this guy, man. Look what life. How is this guy doing it? And I started looking more and more into it. When I was not high, not nothing, I said, okay, let me give just few minutes to this guy. And it's like it I don't know, man. It in life, it's something in me which made me realize that my life is fucked up. It is a total fuck up. Like, I was like, I'm 24. I'm doing this from 18. I had nothing. Like, I had absolutely nothing on my name. I was the black sheep in my family. I didn't spoke with my mother in life. Like, we was talking every few months, and I was lying. I was like, yeah, I'm good. But that was not true. And when the things were going wrong, I don't know how. I hope you don't have experience with cocaine. But the thing is, when you start doing it, and a day, the second day, and then you are left without money, you are doing absolutely anything for money. So I was calling my mother and saying, "Oh, I hit someone with a car, or I've done this. I needed to send me money." I was doing everything wrong, man. I was a total fuck up.
Mm.
So I started looking into Andrew Tate. I started looking into his life. I start. Is the first time I heard about sorry, about self improvement. Yeah, I had a lot there. The first time I heard about self improvement, and then I started looking into stories. I started looking into his story. I was like, man, this guy, he definitely has a rich family. He definitely has, and I've done a bit of research, and I understand that this guy left from absolutely nothing, and it was 20 years ago, and it was harder to connect with people and everything, but this guy never gave up, never, we all know the story. So it just made a change in my mindset that I said, okay, I'm going to give this a shot for 2 weeks. I'm not going to smoke anymore. I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm going to ignore my friends, and I'm going to try to improve my life. I start watching other creators on self-improvement and everything, and slowly it progressed. It progressed from nothing, like from literally having the most fucked up mindset in this life, to getting some results. Staying a week without weed, like, that was an accomplishment for me. Staying 2 weeks without cocaine, that was still an accomplishment. But it didn't work, because my friends know where I lived. So even if I was trying to ignore them on the phone, after a few hours they were on my door. Hey man, hello bro, what's up? What's up? Let's go. Let's come on. It's Friday. Let's go drink. Like, that's what we're doing. That's who we are. We go drink and take cocaine. Like, And I said, man, if I want to do something in my life, I need to shift completely. And I understood that I cannot stay in England and do this. So I said, okay, I'm going to leave everybody and everything I know, and I'm going to change my life. And I made a decision. So I came to Italy. I have my mother has a small holiday house here. And I asked her if I can use the house, and she said yes. So then 2 months passes, and I still watching Andrew Tate, and I'm trying to implement everything he's doing, discipline and to change my mindset, and it slowly gets better, man. I wake up with a purpose. I watch his program Iron Mind, and I start writing on a paper the person who I want to be, and I stuck it on my wall. It's still up in the corner there. It's still up there. If I turn my camera, I have like 10 papers there. So it changed for better. I put that paper on a wall with a person who I want to be, and every day I wake up, I was asking, okay, this guy worked out. Yeah, but my lizard brain, it was telling me that, man, you are not a person who works out. You are not capable. You are not good enough. You're not this guy. You're the guy who's going out and drinking. Let's go do that. And I had a constant fight with my mindset to be able to change it. I was on a constant war for a few months, for 2-3 months, and I was able to shift everything, man. Like now I have 13 months. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm not taking drugs. 13 months ago, I was able to do 2 push-ups, and I was down on the floor. And I'm a 6'7" guy, a 2 meters guy from the guys who live in Europe. So I'm 202 tall, and I was not able to do one push-up. A guy at 6'7" is able to be a force of nature or something, but I wasn't. So I start working hard. I start pushing myself. I start working at home, working out at home because I had anxiety. So I didn't see myself going into a gym. I was so socially awkward. Like I couldn't speak with people on street. Coming on that withdrawal from the drugs, like on coke, I was the most confident person in the world. I was thinking that I'm at the top of the world, and I couldn't do anything. But when I was not on it, I I was walking like this. I was walking all crunched up on street and being anxious to talk, even with I don't know, with all people, being anxious to say hello. Like I was going in a shop and I was like, yeah, here are my money, and that's sad. So basically, Andrew Tate changed my life, and just for better. And I picked up his mentality and Tristan mentality with to honor my bloodline and to get better and better every day. I read some books, on habits, on discipline, and I picked a bit from here, a bit from there, but mostly was Andrew Tate and the short with him insulting my bloodline, basically, but in a good way. So, and today we're here, man. Today I'm doing much better. I'm able to do 40 push-ups in a row, which is an accomplishment. I'm going gym, I'm working hard, I'm waking up with a purpose, and I'm waking up knowing that I'm going somewhere and that I'm on the right track, even if I'm not there. It is not nobody said it's easy, if it was easy, everybody was doing it. If it was easy, everybody was a millionaire, everybody had a perfect life, everybody would be in shape. Nobody said it was easy, and it's not easy, but if you make a decision to change your life and you make a mental effort every single morning when you wake up just to ask yourself who you want to be and to make an effort to eliminate that voice in your head who's telling you you are who you are, because who you are now is not enough for for what you want to be in life. Who you are now, it's weak. And if you didn't achieve your goals until now, that means that the person who you are now is not good enough. Is not who you are supposed to be. So you need to make a change, you know. And I'm looking back now, and I didn't even I don't recognize myself, to be honest. I completely shifted, and it's all thanks to Andrew Tate. Now I don't care about how people perceive him, about what people said about him, and he's my life hero because I didn't have a father figure. So he's the first man in my life who comes and tell me, hey man, you might be wrong, you might be an idiot, and your life is shit and you don't see it. So let me show you the right way. And I understood it, man, and I applied it, and I'm going in the right direction. Now, am I a millionaire yet? No, I'm not even expecting it. But the fact that I was able um, to escape a life where I was a weed and cocaine addict and an alcoholic and all of this stuff without going to any rehab, without all these things, like purely because someone told me, hey man, you might be wrong and you might want to try the other way because you will feel better, your life will be better. And I gave it a chance, and here we are
Hmm.
today, much better, much healthier, much happier.
It seems so insane that one person
It
can have that much of an impact on someone. So
is,
yeah,
man. And
just seeing that shift in you right now, the way you are now, I wouldn't have been able to tell that you were going through all those issues before. So clearly, the work you've put in, it's been showing good results. And you're saying that's all pretty much because of one person in the world inspiring you to be the best
yeah,
version of yourself. Wow.
that's Andrew Tate, man.
Hmm. And when you were saying the story about when you were on cocaine, felt like you ruled the world, and then when you were off it, just walking head down, socially anxious, everything. So this is just for the viewer. I want to give my perspective on this and why I don't even drinking alcohol. I in my life only done it for a few months when during my first year of uni, and then I stopped because I don't want to be dependent on an external substance to be able to do anything in my life. Because I know when I'm off it, it will then impede my ability to do that thing. So let's say if I would go out with people, I just learned how I felt when I did drink alcohol, and then I just started replicating it off alcohol. And yeah, I just learned any substances I was taking, I just learned how to replicate that while being off that substance. So do you think you could replicate how you felt on cocaine while off it? Is that a state you could reach naturally?
To be honest, I don't try to replicate it because, yeah, I was on the top of the world and I was confident and everything. But at the same time, like I needed that constant, it was when we was out, I was every 10 minutes, I was in the bathroom or whenever I could take it because the effect, like the peak of the effect, it was going down so quickly. And then I was becoming this weird, like, bro, I was weird, and trust me, I'm 6'7", so people around me was looking at me weird, and even if I was on top, I was on top of the world. I wasn't, like, I was this weird tall guy, and I don't know, my ego was telling me that, yeah, you are here, you're on top, let's go, but it was not. So I'm not trying to replicate it. I'm trying to actually, I'm succeeding in building a mindset that allows me to push myself without the need of any external sources like
Yeah.
alcohol, or any nootropics or anything. I don't need them. My
Mhm.
mind is enough. So I'm not trying to replicate it, but in a way, I'm glad I went through all this because now, looking back at all the past experiences and all the bad life I lived, I'm glad I'm here, and it made me realize that I'm capable more than I think. I think if I was having a normal life without all these crazy, without all these crazy experiences, I don't think that I would have been able to make this shift because it would be, too comfortable. But because my life was too crazy, it helped me make the shift more easier, I think, than other people, because I've seen the change so quick. If you don't have all this crazy past life, or if you live in a medium well family, you're not poor but you're not rich, I think it's much harder for you to make the change. I don't know, man. I hope one day I'm gonna be able to level up myself so much, and I know this can take 5 years or 10 years, or, I'm a lifelong student now. So I won't, if in 5 years I'm not who I want to be, I'm going to be in 10. And if I'm not in 10, I'm going to be that person anyway. But I'm just seeing myself in the future, meeting this guy, man, and shaking his hand and say, man, thank you. You saved my life. I'm pretty sure he saved a lot of lives. But, when you are in the situation like me, I'm I'm forever grateful, man. I'm
Hmm.
forever grateful that this guy came and started speaking, and it it shifted my reality, to be honest. And it not just helped me, let's don't talk for a minute about cocaine, weed, anything. It shifted my mentality with my family. Like my mother, I've seen my mother 2 months ago, and her eyes was so, was lighten up seeing me, healthy, and seeing me talking good, and seeing me not being anxious. And I mean, my brother gave up on me like 2 years ago. My brother is 10 years older than me, and he's trying to save me from when I was 17, and he's trying to put me on the right track. And he tried for 2, 3, 4 years, and he wasn't able. And he gave up on me. Like, it's not like he gave up on me. He has a family. He can't
Hmm.
get
Yeah,
calls
yeah,
from
yeah.
me
Yeah.
Saturday night to tell me, "Hey man, do you have some money?" Like, that's the only reason why I was calling them before. Hey man, I'm in trouble, or hey man, can you send me some money? Like that. That was the only reason I was talking with them, and now we are much closer. And for this, I'm again grateful to Tate. It's a good influence, man. And I really hope that a lot more people can see through his message. Like, don't take things out of the context, man. People need to understand that they need to see the big picture, and to see the message behind Tate, to see the message behind the that little. He said something about a girl who can't drive. We all know that's true, man. If you say it, nobody cares. If I say it, nobody cares. But because he's an influential man now, all people jumped on him. Wow, wow, wow! He said a woman can't drive. Yeah, they can't. They cannot. Like, that's my experience in life, man. They cannot drive as good as man. Wow, he's not a terrorist, bro. He's saving people's lives, and especially young men's lives. He saved mine, and I sure like me somewhere in the world, probably. I hope not in the same situation I was, but anyway, some guy who he saved a lot of lives, probably, of some fat guys who never went to the gym, or some unhealthy guys who never thought that, okay, let's try it healthy, or some guys working in a normal job who never thought, okay, I can learn a skill, and learn a skill and apply it in the real life and make some money, and in few years escape this, you know, escape the 9 to 5 rat race, and build a life for myself, and being able to provide for my family. And I'm pretty sure he helped a lot of people, man. And I'm
Hmm.
grateful for that, and I'm grateful that he built Harvard University, which was a year ago, and then he changed it in the real world. Like, right, he changed my life. If we're talking about the mindset, through YouTube shorts, through YouTube videos, and everything. But, like, right, I moved to Italy. I understood that I need to do something for myself, and I need to stop doing all the stupid shit I was doing before. But I didn't know how. I was like, right, okay, I quit cocaine, I quit weed, I start eating healthy. I know where I want to go in life, but, like, how am I getting from the point A to the point B? I needed like guidance, man.
Hmm.
Coming from this life, I needed guidance. So I've seen, I don't know. I've seen him first in, I think, June 2022, and in August I joined Harvard University. It was still called Hustlers University then, on Discord. And I've seen all this new life I never knew before. I never knew that copywriting exists, or sales, or marketing. I didn't have any idea. My life was so, it's like a horse. I was seeing just my road, just my way of living, and just the programming I had from my family, from my friends. I was not able to see the reality around me. So I joined Hustlers University, and it's like it gave me a big slap, and it made me understand that, man, it's a whole life out there that if you put the time in and the work in, it can help you become who you want to become. So I joined, and I was a bit skeptical on beginning, because when we see a new thing as human beings, when we see something we don't understand, we tend to say, okay, that's not true, or why would he tell me this, or why would he try to teach me this? Why is he not keeping it for himself? Why? And then I started giving it a chance, and I looked into the professors, and I started doing a bit of research, and I understood that most all the professors are successful in their specific niche. And I said, okay, well, so what I'm gonna do now, right? I changed my life. I quit drugs. I shifted my mentality. But what I'm gonna do? Like, I was still having a normal job because I needed to eat in some somehow, you know. So I was still having a 9 to 5. I got a 9 to 5 when I moved to Italy, and was still a physical job, trading time for money. I was a driver. I was doing. I was bringing the groceries home for lazy people who didn't want to move, and Rome, it's not the most known city for elevators, and was a lot of physical work. Like, it was having a lot of bags and everything to bring at the fourth floor, fifth floor, and was hard. And because it was hard, it pushed me to change it. It pushed me to say, man, I'm sick of this. I am so sick, and I want to get rid of it. But how am I changing this? So I started looking. I started putting more time and more effort into Hustlers University. Every day I was coming back from my job, quick shower, I was eating like 10 minutes, and then straight away in Hustlers University. I was making sure I'm getting 7 hours of sleep a night, but every single minute from my free time, it was invested in Hustlers University. I started with copywriting, and I didn't, because English is not my first language, So I started with copywriting, and I was like, how can I be a copywriter if English is not my first language? How can I do this? How can I do that? And then I had the professors there answering me all the questions I had, and pushing me forward to, you know, to go and to never stop. And I got this mentality from Andrew, from the copywriting professor, that if you stop, it's not easy. Like, don't expect to make, I don't know, 100 grand in your first 2 weeks in Hustle University, and then your life is good. Like, it's not working like that. You need to get a skill, to understand the fundamentals, to practice it and practice it and practice it, and then go fail and fail and fail and fail again, and then you will succeed if you keep going and going. So I've done that. I've done that for like 2, 3 months, 4 months, and I didn't see any results. But what else? What else could I do? Honestly, so what other option would I have? Like, I was still on my job. I moved to Italy. I have no friends. The only people I know in Italy are some guys from 10 years ago, and I watched Instagram and the Facebook page they had, and they was exactly same people I was hanging out with in UK, like drugs, going out every weekend. And I was like, okay, I don't need friends at this point. So I started making friends in Hustlers University, like-minded people who was pushing me, who started messaging me every morning, hey man, how you doing? And I was messaging them, hey man, how you doing? Did you done your push-ups? Did you went to the gym? Did you done your free value? Did you done this, done that? And all this, I don't know, pushed me every single day until I got my first client. It was not a big job. It was I rewrite the landing page, and I created an email sequence for the guy, and it was a 300 euros job. But I was like, man, I made 300 euro. I worked 4 hours, and I was like, okay, this is that. That was the breakthrough point for me. That was like, okay, it is possible. It is possible. People are doing it. Look, I got paid for it now. I need to see how I'm getting better and better, and how I can find more clients, and how I can go down on perfecting, on mastering my craft. So I didn't know nothing about business, you know, and I started learning from Professor Arno a bit about business, sales, and everything everything in that domain. And slowly I push forward and I start outreaching more and I start messaging more people and I start going out. And Italy is not really so much into social media. It's more of a traditional country. So not a lot of businesses have any social media whatsoever. So I start going out and going into businesses I've seen interested, I was interested in, and I start proposing to people, hey man, you have no social media, we could do this, we could do that. Some of them told me to fuck off, like who are you to come and tell me how to run my business? But some of them told me, hey man, that sounds interesting. Can you plan something for me? Can you explain how this works? Can you? And I was like, yeah, sure. That's when I got my first retainer, my first client, who I'm still working. I work for him. I work with him now for 7 months, 7 months, 8 months. He had an organic shop who was selling all these organic foods and everything, but he had no website, no emails, no nothing. Like, he was a guy standing behind the counter every single day and waiting for the clients to walk in. Like, no internet promotion at all. And I was like, man, if we do some videos here, some emails here, if you do some baskets, you make an offer, like you put 4 things in a basket and you make an offer and we promote this, people can order it, you can ship it, like we can do all this crazy stuff. I didn't know about film. I didn't tell him this in my mind. I was like, hey man, you don't know this, like you're a business owner, you're a business owner and you don't know this. I know I didn't know this 4 months ago, but how you don't know this when you have your business open for 20 years? And that's when I had a conversation, I realized that not many people, not many business people are masters in all the skills. Like, they just do their business, but they don't know, or loads of them, they don't know about sales, about email marketing, about TikTok, about organic traffic, about anything. They don't have any idea that I think they know they exist, but I don't think they see how an email marketing campaign, for example, can help their business, or how upselling something it can increase their profits. And I fucked up on beginning. We are humans, and before we are able to master something, we need to fail and fail. So I've done some work for clients and they didn't bring no results and I didn't get paid. And if I didn't have the mindset I have, I would have quit, because I worked hard every single day after my job, working a physical job and then going out and do work for free and was getting no results. I was like, man, maybe it's not for me, maybe I'm not that guy. But I pushed through and I started learning more and more. And with the lessons in Hustlers University and with the help of the professors, of the experienced people, of the chats, and of Andrew, who's the copywriting professor, I, I I'm good enough. I'm not making millions, but I start getting results for people, and slowly getting more projects, getting more, word to mount word. Like, this guy was getting some results, told his friend, doing small projects here and there and here and there, understanding more how the game works. And yeah, that was my first few months. I didn't, as I told, was like 200 euro, 300, 400, was nothing, crazy. But then I learned more copywriting, and someone from Hustlers University made me put together a campaign, a full project for this guy with the organic food. So we built him a website, we built him TikTok, we built him an Instagram page, we built him upselling, making baskets and making all sorts of promotion and upselling everything. And this guy, we skyrocketed his business, honestly, and that was my first big win. I think that the first, it was, I don't remember if it was 1,800 euro or 1,900 euro, but that was huge for me, because for everybody seeing this part, if you are in USA or some rich country, 2,000 euro is nothing for you, because there are crazy amounts. But in Italy, like a medium wage, like a normal wage, it's 1,200, 1,300. So in 2 weeks of work after my 9 to 5, so not so many hours available, I made 2 grand. I made 2,000 euro, and I was like, man, that's crazy. I was like, man, how? Sorry, how can I make this better? How can I improve this? How can I don't know, get more clients? How can I get time? And I didn't know. Obviously, I just started, so I don't have all the. If I knew everything, I was already up there. So we learn, and I think the whole idea is to find out where you want to be and to find out which way you want to go, and then to never give up. Because if you do the right things every day, if you push every single day in the right direction, you will get there sooner or later, but you will get there. So that's Hustle University. I think it's amazing. It was amazing back then for me because I was left without friends and with absolutely nobody to talk about, the new life I want to build and everything I want to do. Every person I try to talk with, even person inside my family, they was telling me, "Man, you crazy? Just go get a job and shut the fuck up. Like, just be like everybody else." And I was like, "No, man, fuck that. I don't want to be like everybody else." I was like everybody else in UK for a few years, and it brought me where it brought me. So I decided to make online friends, and the masculine brotherhood inside the Hustle University. It's amazing, man. Even when you doubt yourself, and when we are not made from stone. Our mindset is not some stoic Marcus or Aurelius something. It's not. You can be really 100%, and I'm sure a lot of people have their doubts and have their questions, and they are doing this for a month or two, and they are thinking, man, that's not for me. I want to quit. I want to try other thing because I have no results. But for me, going into the chats and seeing thousands of people, literally thousands of people being on the same way, being on the same path, going into wins and seeing guys making from 100 euro to 10,000 euro in a week. And that was crazy for me, seeing the big guys, seeing e-com screenshots and, Stripe payments for like 7, 8, 9, 10 grand a month. For me, that was like, I was like, man, if I'm making 10 grand a month, I'm gonna be a millionaire soon, and that's helping you pushing every day. Now, that's why I'm grateful. I don't know how to put it in words, but I said it before, but that's why I'm grateful to Tate, not just because he built a community who's teaching us how to make money, but because he built a massive international brotherhood. Honestly, like he built, if you need 10 years ago, if you needed some advice or some help, you were supposed to either send a letter and get like, a pigeon or something to send a message, or I don't know, you were supposed to go through a lot, but now you just go in, and in Hustle University, now in the real world, you just go in and say, hey man, I have a problem, can someone help me? And there are the 20, 30 guys coming and say, yeah man, that's how you do it, bro. Just, or when you have doubts about yourself, just you go in the win section or in the accountability sections and you find yourself a partner. And that guy is not like my friends from the UK who, was not even remembering that, I don't know, we were supposed to meet at 5 and they was coming at 8. Like, no, bro, they are like-minded individuals who respect the grind you have and who make a real connection with you, even if you never seen yourself, even if you don't know him and he don't know you. They respect the community under Tate build. And I have a lot of accountability guys, and they messaging me. They're like, hey man, what's up? Like, you done your research today? Yeah, you went to your gym, you went. And these are my friends now. Like, I still didn't meet in Italy, I still didn't meet like-minded individuals in real life, but I have loads of friends inside the real world who are keeping me accountable, who are helping me pushing forward every single day, and who overall are improving my life. And I hope that's everybody's experience.
Wow. So quite A story. I mean, you're making it very easy for me because I don't even have to ask you any questions. You just go through chronological order. This happened, then it led to this, then this. So yeah, making my job very easy. Okay, so let's see. Out of what you've said, how different is your average day now then? Comparing it, like, what does it look like?
Oh man, that's some. I have some Navy SEALs military program, I could say. So I wake up every morning at 6 o'clock. I'm going for five between 5 and 10 kilometers run. So depends how I'm waking up. But anyways, I have like good months now. Every morning at 6 o'clock, I'm going out for a run. I'm doing 100 push-ups while I'm out. I'm coming home. I'm getting a cold shower, so it's waking me up. I'm drinking a shake of protein every morning, so it's giving me a bit of power, and I'm getting straight into work. Like usually at 8:20, 8:45, I start working, and depends of what projects I have, and if I have any project for a client, then I start with that. If not, I start researching or start outreaching or start like I'm going straight into work, and around 12:01, I'm going to the gym for an hour and a half. I come back, another cold shower, so it's shaking that gym off me, and I'm going straight back into, I don't know, depends. So it really depends of what priorities I have for the day, but it's usually work. Like it's not. You know why I'm glad I'm going through all this experience, because it shifted. I don't have any need to say, okay, I need to watch a movie. I'm tired, I'm this, I'm gonna go and watch a movie, or I'm gonna go relax, or I'm gonna go do something who's not productive. I don't have that anymore, bro. I'm just pushing more and more every single day, and I'm happy with it. Like I'm happy knowing that whatever action I'm taking, it's helping me in some way, even if, or either it's an action who's developing my skill in something, even if it's an action who's helping me speak better, because I'm not an English speaker, so I'm trying to improve as much as I can. Even if anything regarding my skills or my fitness, it's what I'm doing every day. Or reading books on sales and marketing, or doing research, or that's how I'm spending my day. So I'm not really, I didn't went out or in a club for the last 6 months. I think the only time I went out, I took my family out when I got my first big payment. From when I got my first big payment, I took all my family out and I said, "Hey, there's new me. The old me doesn't exist anymore. So whatever memories you have with me in the past, and I know they are unpleasant, I want you to absolutely delete it, because they don't exist anymore. There's not me anymore. So here, that's me, and I'm paying 2,000 euro for the dinner, and enjoy." So that's the last time when I went out. But it's work, man, and I enjoy working now. I enjoy knowing that I'm doing something for myself. And even if my 10-year goal from now is to be a multi-millionaire, I don't know if I'm gonna reach, but it makes me happy when I know I'm on the right track. When I know, hey, I take this action and it's helping me 0.1% to get better at this skill. I'm happy with that. I'm happy
Mhm.
with finding new things and researching new things, and doing things to make my life better. That's
Alright.
that's that's how my day is looking.
And what a transformation indeed. Wow. Okay, I don't think you mentioned how much money have you made in total that you can relate to the real world?
Right. So for the first few months, it was not, let's say, in the first 8 months. No, in the first 9 months was roughly 5,000 euro. But then in the next 4 months, I made 32,000 euro. I made 10 grand in a month, and then I made eight, and six. And now I have two clients on retainer, which both of them are paying me over 2,500 euros every single month. And then I have side projects which are making me roughly another 2-3 grand, depends of, you know, are a lot of projects where they paying me based on results. So it's based on me, how
Mhm.
good I am at what I'm doing. That's how much I'm getting paid. But now, so I was able to quit my job 4 months ago. Um, I was doing €1,000 for 2-3 months in a row. So I said, okay, once I'm getting over my wage, I'm gonna quit. And I've got two retainers in the same month. I got paid 5 grand, and then I've got another big side project, and I got paid another 3 grand. And I was like, man, I made my salary for 8 months. I made it straight away. And I was like, yeah, hey boys, I'm quitting. You won't see me anymore. And you know, I'm glad I was able to quit because of the real world, because I have more time now to invest in getting better and better every day. I don't have the physical, like, when you have a job in the same time you're trying to get better, you really need to have a strong mindset to push through, because you have all that thoughts inside your head from your job. Like I told you, I was a driver. It's crazy to drive every day in Rome. There are a lot of stupid people who had a driving license here. Like there are a lot of bad drivers, especially women. Yeah, let's be on the same page. Especially women are really bad drivers here. It's a country who don't really care if you have 125 years old. If you are 130 and you can't walk anymore, you can still drive. So it's really stressful when you have a job and then you come home and try to do something. Like you still have that thoughts from your job. You still thinking that, I don't know what happened today, what. And I'm glad I was able to quit, and now I'm able to focus 100% on the real world, and I'm happy with the new implementations in the real world and with the new professors from the CC campus, which I got into now, and I understood that everything around us, it's content creation. Every single website you open, every single social media platform, it's content creation. And slowly, man, I'm learning more and more every single day. The professors are pushing me every single day. The I don't know, it's the Pope, which is the professor in the content creation. He's like, I don't know, I think he's AI, because on every call, on every AMA he's making, his energy is pushing me through the roof. When I hear that guy speaking, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's how I recreate a cocaine experience, man. With Pope, when Pope is speaking, like his energy is literally giving me the same thing. Like, bro, this guy is pushing me to take over the world. And overall, man, that's why the real room is the real world is amazing, because you have all these people pushing you, and you have all these people who made it. That's the most important thing. It's not like I'm coming to you and say, hey bro, no, I'm not a millionaire, so I can't give you advice. But these guys are verified millionaires who are staying every single day with you, and they are giving you advice, and they are pushing you, and they are trying to put you on the right direction and to change your mindset and to make your life better overall. So that's why I think the real world is an amazing place. And I'm spending a lot of time on the internet now because I'm working, and I'm spending lots of time researching things, and I couldn't find nothing else like the real world. I'm not looking for something else, but you expect maybe some people thinking, okay, it's the real world, and there are another people who are doing the same thing. There is nobody doing the same thing. There is no place with the same energy. There is no place with people who are pushing you as much as the real world. And you just need to put in the work, man. You need to decide who you want to be in life, and you need to say, okay, I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna push through it, man, and just work. And you know, God is great, and the universe will reward you if you deserve it. It's an old saying: if you ask God for gold, be prepared to wake up with a shovel in your hand. So it's you need to. God will reward you, man, and the universe will pay you back if you deserve it. If you don't deserve it, it won't. So it's totally up to you. But trust me, for that $50 for the $49 amount, you have no other investment to make which is better than the real world. and I think it was worth it, even if it was 400 or 500 a month for the content and for everything that the professor and for the amount of work the professors put in and the teams behind the scenes put in. I now in this moment I would pay absolutely any amount. I don't care if it increased with €1,000. I would pay €1,000 amount just to be inside, just to feel the energy, just to have the accountability, just to have the new. For example, now the AI is just start to making his way slowly in the market, and you go on YouTube and you see 1,000 videos about AI and you don't understand absolutely nothing. Like one guy is saying this way, one guy is telling you to do this way. You go in the real world and it's all, hey man, you do this, you apply like this, you do like this, and if you have any problem, text in that chat, and the guy who made millions from the same thing, it will answer you. So well, what another place in the world, man? You can ask a guy who makes a lot of money from it, and it will give you an answer in like, I don't know, 10 minutes or 2 hours, something like that. You usually get an answer, and it's great. I find myself really happy, even if I'm not. Happiness a few years ago was going out and having like €400 worth of cocaine, and it was great. I was really happy. I was the impression that I'm happy, but now I'm truly happy. I'm truly happy that I'm able to wake up and I'm able to watch in the mirror and to look into my eyes and to say, hey man, you're doing a great job. You're doing a good job. You're going where you want to go. You're on the right track. And that's all because the real Tate, that's because the real world and that Andrew Tate. And yeah, I'm proud of myself, and I'm grateful that God somehow put Andrew Tate out here and he made him speak. I think it's amazing. It's amazing, man. The guy deserves all the love, and the guy deserves much more than he has now, even if he's a multi millionaire. I think he deserves, I don't know, a statue in every city, or I don't know, a monument or something. Like it's great.
Okay, so since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term?
Oh man. So in the short term now, late. So my retainers are based on my writing skills. Now, recently I got into the content creation campus and learned about video editing, and I made a plan that I wanna put in practice in the next few months. So I will try to offer a complete package for the businesses who has no connection with the internet. And here in Italy, there are a lot of them. So there are a lot of physical businesses they have absolutely no touch with the internet. And once I'm able to master the video editing, I will be able to go out there and to put an A to Z playbook for these businesses and to get paid really good, because now I'm doing either the writing, I'm doing either I try to improve their sales or to get them more clients. But once I'm able to build a full system, like anything from getting a business on TikTok, Instagram, all the platforms, and I'm doing the video editing, I don't have to pay someone else. I'm able to get a video done, a decent video done in 45 minutes, 1 hour. I'm able to understand the fundamentals like in few days, man. I'm able to post there and ask opinions, and people will give me feedback and will make me better, better, and better every single day. And so that's my short-term plan. Now, in few years, I'm seeing myself. I want to have an agency. I want to meet in real life. Once I'm getting better at these skills, I want to meet in real life people who are like-minded and who are on the same path as me. And I want to build a team to get, bigger jobs and to be more organized, and to get on the next level with an agency. And then at the long, long, man, even tomorrow is not promised. So I don't think talking about 10 years from now it will have any relevance to anybody. But my plans is obviously to get, I think that if I'm doing the right thing for 10 years straight every single day, I'm going to be in a good place. Now, obviously, I don't know all the path from now on how I'm going to be in 10 years from now, because if I knew the path, I would have already, follow it. But I know I want to be in the social media space. And what I want to do, I think I will start seriously next year. I want to build a personal brand who's going to help people who was in the same situation as me, who's going to try to put young men on the right direction, who's going to try to give them a guidance, some advice. So I, I'm going to build a Twitter and I want to build a YouTube channel who is going to start giving people, cocaine addicts and weed addicts and alcohol addicts and people who just stay there and scroll every day like mindlessly without seeing that is any problem in their life. I want to be in 10 years from now a face out there, and I hope that someone can see me and see my life and say, hey man, that's like Andrew Tate was 10 years ago. So that's, I just want to improve the world overall, man. If I can have impact on someone's life, even if it's one life, I'm happy with that. I'm happy if I can influence few people to change their lives. I'm happy with that. And I think that if I'm pushing with the same energy I'm pushing now for the next 10 years, I'm going to be in a position that is going to allow me to tell people, hey man, 10 years ago I've done this, I took this way, I followed this path, and I'm here. And I hope it will be, I have here on my wall, I have some affirmations, and one of them is saying, I have the divine imperative to make my story worth reading. So I'm trying to do that. And I'm trying to build something on myself. And I'm trying to retire my mother. She's 54 and she's still working in a 9 to 5 job. Like she's still being in a kitchen for the 1,100 euros a month. Like she's working 6 days a week for 1,100 euro a month. Come on, like that's not the way my mother should live, man. Because that's the woman who always answered my calls, and that's the woman who, even when she knew I was lying, like I was calling her at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was telling her, hey man, can you send me like 300 euros? I've done some shit, and she was like, right, I'm gonna send you, but you don't have to lie to me. I don't know why you need the money, but just stop lying. Like, there's a woman who never gave up on me, man. And I hope that in the next few months, if not in the next few months, in the next year, 100%, I'm gonna be able to retire her. And I'm gonna be able, she told me she will retire with 75,000 euro if she would have them. So I hope in the next year I'm gonna be able to go with 75 grand at my mother and to say, hey man, hey mom, here, these are 75 grand, and I wish you happy retirement. And don't worry, because I'm gonna keep providing. This is just the beginning. Go in a nice holiday. Like I want to change the life for the people around me, because my family never had a good life. Like my mother didn't went in a proper holiday. I think it's like 20 years or something. And from when I was born, she never had like, okay, I'm taking 3 weeks. I'm leaving this country and I go in a holiday like in another country. She never had that. So I just hoping to make my life better, than to influence the people around me, and hopefully one day I can influence the world.
All right. Beautiful. Okay, and again, what a crazy transformation. Wow, Robert. Amazing story so far. I say so far because I know it's just going to keep getting better and better. And I look forward to seeing that progress there. We can do follow-up interviews maybe every 3 months or so to check in on you, see how you're doing, how you're progressing, hold you accountable as well. And yeah,
I would be happy to
I
do that.
very much enjoyed listening to your story. And yeah, thank you for all the insights you shared. I look forward to when we call again.
Me too, man. It was an enjoyable call, and I'm always happy to. Before I was never able to go out and to speak so proudly of my life. I was what could I say to people? Hey, man, that's me. I'm sniffing cocaine every 2 days. I was never able to speak proudly of my life, and now I'm able to do it, man. And I'm always glad to I hope I put a smile on your face, and on I hope for everybody's watching that, man, change your life, bro. If your life is not in a place where you want to be, just it's no difficulty, bro. If you ignore your friends who are not on the same path as you, nobody will kill you, brother. If you don't smoke weed or take drugs or drink alcohol for 2 3 days, just try it, man. Maybe your life will be better. For sure it will be better, but just try to convince yourself, man. For everybody's watching this video, bro, trust me, the life is beautiful when you find a purpose and when you push yourself to discover what you can be and who you can become. Because we are much stronger inside than we think. And just through pushing ourselves, we can discover who we really are. So it was an amazing interview, man. Thank you.
Okay, so Robert, thank you, and yeah, till next time, all the best.
Cheers, man.